Squatching.
Mm-hmm.
These always happen when I fall asleep. I fall asleep last night, and apparently the nuke of all nukes drop.
And it's hilarious who dropped the nuke.
It is.
It wasn't even our nuke.
Nick didn't even have to do this one.
No. They did it for him for free.
This person who has been commenting a lot on the Keffals situation.
Who, Maeve?
The viewful Maeve person, yeah.
Yeah, Maeve is one of Keffals' BFFs.
Okay.
They were in the A-log server logging Augie and Nick and everybody.
Yeah, that server. But again, everyone else is obsessed with them. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear, I was unaware Tipster is/was pansexual. Good for him.
Same.
And I wish him luck. Well, it's like, Tipster would always make statements like, come on, you have to be a little gay. I mean, when you watch porn, you don't want to watch a guy with a small dick, do you? You want a guy with a big dick. So, it was always, this isn't something...
He was just self-reporting at that point.
Yeah, this is to be fair, I'm not trying to diss the dude.
No, there's nothing wrong with being pansexual.
Yeah.
Good for him. I wish him peace.
Cherry is a danger to the queer community. She leaked DMs that outed Tipster as pansexual, which ended up in the hands of right-wing freak Nicholas DiOrio. Notorious right-wing freak Nicholas DiOrio, right? Major fan.
Well, I mean, she can't blame Augie anymore. Augie's gone.
No, yeah, true. Augie has gone to the wind.
Augie normally took the right-wing labels and
confirms that Cherry is leaker on stream and gloats about causing him harm. It is also fucking disgusting you're smearing Cherry like this when Tipster outed it out publicly in January that he was pansexual and implied he wasn't straight a few weeks ago. Pretty plainly, it's clear that it's just a degenerate freak running cover and retaliating. It's true, I'm very pansexual, lol. Yep,
January 15th.
And then, the F slur, yep, am I supposed to be ashamed of that? Tipster. Tipster, homeboy. My homie.
We haven't been homies with Tipster for years at this point, okay?
It's not like you can't be gay and can't do commentary. Is this the whole reason you discovered that you were pansexual and you're like, no, I need to switch sides now? You didn't need to do that. Oh my god, here's this. To add insult to injury, this was a screenshot I was teasing on the stream. You can have it now because his friends are outing him is funnier. Tipster's confessing his dreams about taking HRT.
Lol.
Oh my god.
There you go. That's it, and you're welcome.
Trans Tipster is going to be an actual thing. Not just a funny meme account.
Yeah.
I had the weirdest fucking dream last night. I dreamt that I started taking HRT. Cherry. Whoa, what? Y'all are invading my dreams and trying to trans me. Lol, you're welcome. And no, I'm not kidding. This was a real dream I had, lol. That's one thing I have to say about my anti-anxiety and anti-medication meds. I have had the weirdest fucking dreams on that shit.
Whoa. You don't say.
This is just how to express this. Listen, I guess, because these could just be dreams, and
that's how I express it.
These could just be dreams, and he doesn't actually want to become trans. But if a year from now we start seeing Tipster wanting to transition,
guys, I'm growing out my hair. It's a personal decision. Please respect that. Blah blah blah.
Now I'm just imagining Tipster with long, greasy hair.
Yes. And the wispy whiskers that he can't grow.
Well, maybe he'll become non-binary. Who knows? I can't keep up with all the sexualities, so I just pat on the back and say "good for you" kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just the best way to handle it. Oh, yep, good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah. You're a degenerate freak who's desperately trying to sweep away your friendship helping children buy drugs. Your friends scammed $100K and escaped all accountability. But what are the skeletons hiding in your closet? And then here it is. Jerry leaked the DMs, GoFundMe, got closer to the commentary community. The Tipster leaks confirm that if anyone crosses her, she will throw them to the dogs. She also deleted her Twitter account a couple days ago. I won't let her escape accountability for endangering queer people. She's a menace that everyone should be aware of.
But they're gonna allow Keffals to escape accountability for scamming $100K from her viewers
who are queer.
Yeah.
Listen, it's okay to scam other queer people. You just can't be the one ousting the queer person for the scamming. Of course, sound logic in my opinion.
I agree with propaganda salad in chat.
Propaganda salad.
The fact that Tipster could become a legit thing terrifies me.
Well, it kind of
terrifies me too.
It's just like they're just man titties, you know.
It moves.
Yeah, and
Tipster rocking them mooba.
I'm sorry, but if he's living with like his parents, like his in-laws, I don't think he'll have the money for any surgery anytime soon.
No.
Tipster, how did you trip up this week? Wait, Keffals is getting away with it? Oh my god, mooba. That's
man booba.
Jesus Christ. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head. Mooba, because I'm thinking lolcat.
Muta.
Oh yeah, Muta. We thought you were on our side, Muta. You didn't do your research, Muta.
Okay, you saying it fucking fits for the lol cows because they all got moobas.
Right. Because when I think moo, I think cow. So it's like moobas,
yeah.
fat lol cows. Well, guys, something I didn't expect to happen happened. The Young Turks, weirdly enough, commented on this situation. Now, granted, Keffals has made videos where she's gone after the Young Turks, and she's also gone after Hassan Piker, which, you know.
I mean, who hasn't gone after Hassan at this point?
Right, but like also
he's an easy target.
His uncle owns the Young Turks, right? So I mean,
yeah.
You know, any dunk for his nephew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is about 18 minutes long. Let's see what the Young Turks have to say. It says, correction, Keffals is a fraud. Now, I assume this is going to go into the campaign. My assumption is they probably supported the campaign in the past, as like a lot of news articles did. To be fair to them, it wasn't just them.
Mm-hmm.
TYT covered a story involving a transgender streamer named Clara Sorrenti, who goes by Keffals. Now, at the time, she had alleged that she had been violently swatted by anti-trans harassers on a platform called Kiwi Farms. Many elements to the story ended up being false, and we unwittingly helped her promote her fraudulent crowdfunding effort. Now, a streamer
so they scam
by
their
the name
fans
of
too.
Yeah, which, granted, Young Turks, you know, it's kind of like a mass liberal sort of deal, so it's not like everyone's queer, but you know, obviously liberal media, it's gonna be, you know, more queer people than not.
Yeah.
Whining, she doesn't like being cooped up in one room too long. You know, she kind of has to stay here for a little bit. So if you hear that in the background, that's why.
Mudahar investigated Keffals and provided the receipts indicating that she is in fact a fraud. It is a lengthy video and he gets into other issues with Keffals that I'm not going to get into because we didn't talk about those other issues. But if you want to watch that video, and I highly recommend you do, you can watch it on his YouTube channel, Some Ordinary Gamers. We will also link to it in the description box. Now let's actually get into the nitty gritty. Now, after she had been swatted, and by the way, she was swatted.
She was Canadian swatted.
Yeah,
Canadian
the cops
swatted.
knocked on her door.
It's 14
And her
pages.
partner answered
Right. Oh my.
and allowed her to get dressed.
Yeah. Pigeon Salad, thank you for renewing your membership, good sir, for 9 months. Thank you. This stream is sponsored by the true and honest propaganda that everyone should spread. And that's Worm did nothing wrong. Hashtag justice for Worm. Hashtag
Justice for Worm.
But yeah, like at first it was she woke up with a gun in her face, right?
Yes.
Then it was partner
Not just a gun, an assault rifle.
Yeah. And then it came to I opened the door and I saw one of them had a gun in their holster.
No.
And I'm just like, listen, you've heard
That's where they keep them, Keffals.
It's like you've heard the horror stories of because in America, swattings, people actually die.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I'm sure there are plenty of cases where the Canadian police has been aggressive when it comes to swattings, because to be fair to them, they think it's a dangerous situation, right? But like Nick has even said this on stream. If he were to be swatted in America or in Canada, he's going to take Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, Keffals, she ruined everything because instead of just staying in the place where the police already are familiar with her, they're aware that she gets false complaints, false attempts at her life.
Yeah.
But no,
she goes to a completely different country and exposes herself to it again. Not only just exposing herself to it, but she moved in with someone who was previously swatted and then proceeded to do a IRL live stream at a food truck that previously received a bomb threat. So not making the greatest life choices, Keffals.
Right. It's ridiculous.
That's the one thing that is true. But after she had been swatted, she launched a GoFundMe on August 9th of 2022 to raise money after the incident. And it's important to outline exactly what she claimed she was doing with the money, why she was raising the money, and how she was going to use the money. Let's watch.
The video is posted alongside a GoFundMe with the stated intent of helping Clara recoup her losses, move immediately, and build a legal fund to protect her rights. It received widespread media attention, bringing in over $100,000 in donations.
So, just to review,
what's got you laughing? Oh no. Watch, what did you do? What did you do?
Not what I did. Not me. I don't take credit for this one.
Oh, okay. Here we go. What did you do? Oh yeah, I saw that earlier this morning. Yeah,
just like you, Mike, what the fuck?
And here's what Squatcher was laughing at. Side tangent is it's so weird that
bring me Hassan and the cookie.
It is weird that Frogan insists on wearing traditional Muslim garb. Because, when I was going to university for a bit, especially for, the latter half, a lot of my, my friends were the foreign exchange students, and all of them were, from the Middle East. And they were all, religious, but, they were also liberal. It makes sense, they were coming to America. All the Muslim girls that went to my university never wore the hijab. That's the proper term for the garb, right? None of them wore the hijab. They just wore jeans, a t-shirt, and the like. So it's weird that as liberal and as socialist as she is, that she insists on wearing it. I guess it's so that way she can still, because she doesn't present herself as a Muslim most of the time. I guess just so that way she could just have that blanket of protection. by wearing a literal blanket.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to
Well, I mean, if you wear one of those, you don't have to brush your hair, right? Nobody knows your hair is greasy.
Oh, exactly. Ooh, I didn't think of that.
Mm-hmm.
She raised, according to the GoFundMe page, was meant to help her move immediately for her own safety after she had been swatted, recoup her losses of electronic devices that she said the cops had seized, that they'd taken from her, and also sue the London Police Service in Ontario, Canada, where the swatting happened, and to protect her rights, which she reiterated in a later stream.
To be clear, she's suing the London police, not the OPP. They are two different
departments.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, two different departments.
To my lawyer today, and it's looking like January is the month where I'm going to be filing against the London Police Service.
But she lied about the nature of the swatting itself, and we don't know what she did with the money. Okay?
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear what she did with the money. Some of it went to traveling, others went to her other trans friends. The rest of it went
I'm
to
trying really hard to
cocaine.
sniff loudly and have it be picked up, but it's not getting picked up, so I'm just like hurting my nose for nothing. Hashtag 3 sniffs.
Yeah. You just went to different places, man. Just went to different places. No sugar snow here. No sugar, nothing like that. guys, I swear to you, it went to completely legitimate stuff, like cocaine and meth and fentanyl.
Well, we have an idea of what she did with the money based on some of her own admissions, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. And based on her own admission, she did not use the money that she crowdfunded for the intended purposes. Now, going back to the swatting, she had complained, or she had claimed, that she woke up with the Canadian police pointing a gun to her head. She said that's how the swatting incident went down. She later changed that story and said that the police were banging on her door and she had to put clothes on to answer the door as they were banging on it. Let's take a look.
On August 5th, I was woken up by London Police Services pointing an assault rifle in my face at my home. When I was woken up by police officers and saw the assault rifle pointed at me, I thought I was going to die. I feel traumatized.
Her story then.
You can tell by my expression. I feel traumatized.
You know what traumatized me?
What traumatized you?
Muda's haircut.
What's wrong with Muda's haircut?
I was not expecting it. One day I tune into a Muda video and he's doesn't have the floofy hair, and I'm like, who the fuck is sitting in Muda's chair?
Zaylin, thank you for renewing your membership. 2 months. Thank you so much.
Changed to an encounter in the hallway. The exact phrasing is that she went into the hallway and then saw the weapon.
The email, Sorrenti says, had given out her real address and resulted in police with guns at her doorstep and her being arrested.
When I went into the hallway and then saw that assault rifle, I screamed and I thought I was going to die.
A month later, she admitted that they didn't enter her apartment until after she was in custody.
They did not go into my apartment until after I was in custody.
Pausing here to deliver some honest truth as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who can make the difference? You.
Claiming
Hassan's uncle.
That she was afraid for her life. I mean, and remember, Keffals had gone so far as to claim that she was a victim of police brutality and even had the audacity to compare herself to Elijah McClain, who was killed after an interaction with cops. That was the story where emergency workers then showed up and injected him.
You gotta give Keffals this. She's really harnessing that white woman privilege.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I.
Do you have the screenshot of the clip of her sympathizing with a
Not on me, but it's in Muda's video, of course. Also,
yeah.
J1K, thank you so much for renewing your membership as well.
Thank you.
But yeah, she's just like, as a victim of police brutality myself, I understand the struggle.
Some people
with ketamine,
don't know
it
the
was just
struggle.
an awful story. She compared herself to him. Okay, she wrote on Twitter back on September 25th of 2022. Every time
Here they are. They're going to show it.
I see another story involving an innocent black man being killed by the police, I think back to last month when I had an assault rifle pointed at me by the police and how easily that situation could have escalated if I wasn't white. I hope Elijah McClain finds justice. She also alleged that the police confiscated her computer and other electronic devices that she relied on for her livelihood, for her streaming income. But her devices were actually returned shortly after the swatting incident happened, and she discusses that in the clip you're about to watch.
I started a GoFundMe to move immediately, recoup my losses, and build a legal fund to protect my rights.
But there were no losses to recoup. The devices were returned after 3 days.
I eventually got my stuff back in like 3 days and got an apology from the chief of police.
So if you didn't need the money to pay for
Also, too, I mean, I think she said in that that traumatized video that she had to quickly purchase a computer to record this. But, like, it's evident that, like, that's her original computer. That's her original computer. She didn't have to buy it. She just got her original computer.
She just had to wait. She had to be patient.
Right.
Which she clearly can't.
for new devices for your streaming, what did you use the money for? We're gonna get to that in a bit. So she said that she fled Canada for the UK for her own safety, so Kiwi Farms wouldn't be able to find her, which was weird because why the hell would you broadcast to the world where you fled to if you fear for your own safety? Well, she actually changed that story as well, claiming that she actually fled the country for a different reason, which, by the way, her donors were not informed about. Her donors had donated money to her so she could pay for her moving expenses because she was afraid for her safety due to Kiwi Farms. But that actually wasn't the case. So what was the case? Let's watch.
The truth is, I left the country because of my ex and because I was scared of my ex. Because my
the evil ex-fiance.
ex was abusive and abused me emotionally and yelled at me and consistently coerced me into sex. That's why I left. But I couldn't tell anyone.
No one should believe anything she's saying. No one should take what she says at face value. She's a con artist. She is a liar. And I have no idea what her ex...
I bet you if she had come out, like, if we're taking what she says at face value, which we shouldn't, but let's, for the sake of the argument, let's say she's not lying when it comes to that the reason why she left really was because of her ex-fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe her ex-fiance has a platform. So, like, I'm
not sure.
I'm just like, I would imagine at the time, like, can you imagine, like, all the private, like, messages that the ex-fiance would leak?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because, like, I'm sure, like, that would be oh my god, some juicy stuff right there if the ex-fiance ended up leaking stuff. I kind of want that to happen now. Someone should get in contact with the ex-fiance if they haven't, like, mass deleted everything.
Keffals probably use redact.dev.
Probably. Good. I'm sorry, baby, but you can only message me through this.
Was like, or how her ex treated her. I'm just saying that because you should be very suspicious of any claim coming out of this woman's mouth. She is a brazen liar, and we've got more proof of that. So now we know that that the money that she raised to move for her own safety following the swatting due to transphobes was actually used for a different purpose. She, at some point, she alleged that she succeeded in getting Kiwi Farms taken down from the internet. And while that may have been true for a very, very short period of time, that wasn't actually the case. Kiwi Farms is up and running stronger than ever. And she refused to accept that and acknowledge that. That's a smaller thing. For me, the biggest issue here is the fact that she took advantage of kind-hearted people who donated their hard-earned money to help her out. And they ended up donating money to her when she lied about a whole host of things and did not end up using the money, over $100,000, on the intended purposes. So,
and she's flat broke now. Like, all that money is gone. Now, granted, I can say hypothetically what I would do with that kind of money, right? Oh yeah, I would totally save that. Now, like, obviously, like, no one knows what they would do with that kind of money until they're given it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's very clear that, like, she just, like, went on a absolute spending spree. Even, like, if we take the drugs out of the equation.
There's leaks of what she spent it on. She helped her friends with money.
A $2,000 gaming computer.
Yeah.
Very expensive IRL streaming setups. Which is so weird because, like, I've seen, like, the cheapo setups that, like, the Ice Poseidon wannabes have. It's literally just, like, their phone.
It's 14 pages!
Connected to, like, some kind of, docket. Also, Mike, thank you for renewing your membership.
Hey
yo, how dare you not let me send a message with my membership? It doesn't let you send membership.
Rude.
What? Okay, I'll have to check settings. I didn't know you couldn't do that. Okay, that's weird because I do that with when I renew my membership with Tommy all the time. Okay, I'll check my settings. It should let people do that. It's weird. Anyway.
Yeah, normally
let's talk about-
I can send a message when someone gifts me one too, but I haven't been able to in a while. Not that I ever really used it.
Okay, I'll make sure to see what that's about.
Where the money was actually spent. So when it comes to her new place, it turns out that she did pay rent for a new place. I mean, she didn't move for the reasons that she originally stated to raise the money, which was that she was afraid of kiwi farms. She moved because she was allegedly emotionally abused by her ex, which again, don't take anything she says at face value. And so she did pay for rent though. And she admitted that in the clip you're about to watch.
I'm using the GoFundMe money to pay an entire year in advance.
Now, which is not something she ever said she was going to do, and a huge departure from just moving. Clara moves into a luxury apartment, and with a low approximation amounting to
A luxury apartment, by the way. Keep that in mind. It's not just like, hey, here's something for me to like live in for a few, It has
Oh yeah, $2,000 gaming chair, not PC, chair.
Oh, did I say PC? Yeah, I meant chair.
You said PC. Yeah, that's
sorry.
brutal.
No,
The one I'm looking at is like $300.
Yeah, she
And that's pricey for me.
$2,000 gaming chair. And then she spent money on her friends. Who knows? And like, we don't know the details of what she spent the money on for her friends. She could have gotten them new computers, new PC, new computers, new chairs, whatever. We don't know exactly what she spent the money on when it comes to that. People have looked at Tipster's dono history and have suspected that she was giving large sums of money to him. In which case, that's weird. Like, not that you can't donate money to your friends, right? But
I mean, when you specify the money you're using is for something else, and then you turn around and you give it to your friend.
Yeah.
$28,000.
She moves into a luxury apartment and pays a full year of rent up front using that GoFundMe money, which she admitted in the clip that we showed you. Okay, great. She also admitted to using money to buy new streaming equipment for her new place with professional studio lights and everything. She also talked about using the money for her personal security.
I consulted with a security company, and they made all of my devices hack-proof, and they...
By the way, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but you can't make stuff hack-proof. You can't.
Yeah.
Lay down. I lay down.
Spent it on bathtub HRT for an orphanage. Damn it, toxic.
Oh my god.
They gave me tips on not getting doxxed again. They also helped me with a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't talk about because I signed an NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah. Oh, Alex Gikmo is in chat. How you doing, man? But yeah, like it just amazes me how. And it's not only that she lied, and like she never was consistent with the lie, which is the weird thing. Like
she's not even good at lying.
No, like she would. I don't know. Granted, I don't know if it was the drugs, the drinking that she was doing, or what. But she could never keep her story straight when it came to stuff. Like everything that we're discussing is only because she's admitted to it. Hack-proof means that she changed her.
Oh, Jesus. Randomized Google passwords.
Yeah. Which can you imagine how much that like triggered Muda when he heard the clip of her saying hack-proof? The only way you can be hack-proof is if you're smart with how you run stuff. Like, obviously don't click like fishy links, stuff like that. Be careful with like where you give like your data to when it comes to websites. Like, no company can make your stuff hack-proof. What if it says they just installed McAfee for her computer and it's like, there you go, you're hack-proof.
Agreement. I already hired a lawyer.
Antivirus.
There you go. Yeah, you're hack-proof now.
All of the information between me and my lawyer is privileged and confidential, and I can't talk about it. So the money towards a legal fund is being utilized, but until the point where I can actually talk about
door in programming. I meant in programming.
Oh my god. Well, I'm sure Tipster keeps his back door open all the time. I'm sure she does.
What I'm doing,
all
I
that
can't
jack
say
in the
anything.
box. Can't close it.
Oh my god.
That's very convenient that, you can't really talk about the details of how you're using that money for a legal fund. Okay. And she possibly used some of that money on drugs and definitely on rehab.
8 days into a cocaine bender, I found out that the coke that I was doing was cut with meth. So for 8 days.
And that just made it better. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm sure at the time she didn't mind that it was laced with meth. She probably was like, "Oh my god, this cocaine is so much better. I wonder why." It might help not getting doxxed if she stopped broadcasting her location, but to the whole damn world. Listen, you don't understand the gaming witch. She wanted to be a lightning rod. She wanted to be a martyr. So
Yeah,
that way she could
she
get
wanted to be a
kiwi
martyr
farms
for the
taken down.
trans community.
Yeah.
Straight, I was doing coke and meth. Started doing
'Cause,
coke.
like, she has this weird mixture of a victim complex and like a messiah complex where like she wants to be the hero and the victim all at the same time. Which granted is a lot of online activists, but still like with her, I feel like it's like amped up to the 10th degree when it comes to stuff.
And meth and benzos. And I was
And benzos? Ooh. And you didn't share it with any of us, Keffals. That's the real shame.
Rude.
I think, is that she didn't share any of this with us, you know? Probably wouldn't have
That is
taken the
selfish
cocaine.
behavior.
Very selfish. Imagine being selfish, Chad. That's a
Sharing is caring, Keffals.
planning on ordering from the dark net.
After the backlash, Claire
I was gonna order heroin on the dark net. It's like why couldn't you just like go to like your plug, get some ish. That's like the most ridiculous thing. Like, yeah, I was gonna order cocaine off the dark net. It's like that's such like a 90. Like I can see that being a line in like a 90s film. Like, yeah, I just ordered all this heroin off the dark net, and I'm gonna sell it for twice the profit.
Oh, good
went
lord.
into rehab on February 22nd. In the next few days, I will be admitted to rehab. The doctor said that because of the drugs I'm addicted to, without medical supervision, detoxing will kill me. Now, I'm inclined to believe her on this, given that she didn't return until about a month later. Claire later admitted that she spent more money going to rehab than she ever had on actual drugs.
I was in rehab for 34 days before I discharged. I went to
Yeah. That's why you don't do drugs, kids, because when they force you to get off it, it's going to be expensive.
the addiction rehabilitation Toronto facility, and it was one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
While Addiction Rehab Toronto doesn't have prices listed on their sites, aggregators like Recovery.com price a 3-day stay at the facility at 20,000 Canadian dollars. And that is a fourth of the entire dollar amount. It's hard to believe that expense on top of buying enough drugs to end up there in the first place.
Like, but like maybe it's just different here in the United States. But like I've had like family members who have to go to rehab before, right? I don't think that their care was ever that expensive. Like, it seems like maybe I don't know if this was like of her own choice, but it seems like she went to a luxury like rehab center.
Oh, probably.
I don't know. Do you know anything about like cheaper alternatives to this squatching?
No, I've never been in that situation. I haven't had to look at it.
Well, I wasn't saying like you yourself necessarily, but like any like family members who like, you know.
No, I even that I haven't had to look into it.
Gotcha.
Place had no bearing on how that
I
GoFundMe
think the
money was
hardest
used.
stuff we do
One of
is weed, like across the
admitted the
family.
habit went a bit into the fund money at the end. However much a bit is, we might never know.
Amazing. And finally, I think one of the most damning parts of this lengthy video that Mutar put together had to do with a damning leak from a private group chat that Keffals was part of. She talks about the money that was crowdfunded, what it was used for, and how quickly it was depleted.
This is what I was shown. The first is from a screenshot from a private group chat dated November 30th, 2022. Feels really bad watching the GoFundMe deplete. The rest will cover a year's rent and my psych fees if I talk to a psychologist once a week for the next 11 months. Ellen tried to comfort me by reminding me that it was an emergency fund. I kept trying to think of how it depleted so fast, and it's just so many little things. Travel and replacing furniture and helping my friends out, buying new streaming gear and clothes. If
Which is like the vast majority of that you did not need to do. That money was for you, not your friends. I mean, you didn't necessarily need to replace furniture. I guess if like it's for your new place, maybe like you can argue that kind of stuff goes into like the new place, like buying a new place.
A lot of her setup she could have packed up and shipped over too. It would have been cheaper to have her stuff shipped than it would have been to buy all new computer equipment and stuff.
Well, you're speaking of, you didn't need to buy IRL streaming equipment. You didn't need to buy new stuff, period, when it comes to that. Especially too, all the traveling. You didn't need to go to Spain, back to London, back to Spain, back to Ireland, then back to Canada, back to the US. She did a whole lot of unnecessary stuff, even if we minus the drugs.
legitimate, this is an admission that the GoFundMe had greatly depleted after just 2 months.
Did the donors know that Keffals was going to spend the money on psych fees, on streaming equipment, on all these things that were not listed on her GoFundMe page? Of course they didn't know that. Did they know that the group that Keffals was actually harassed by was not Kiwi Farms, based on the research that Mutahar did, that it was a different platform that she, for whatever reason, did not want to go after because she didn't want to draw attention to them because of what they had been posting on their platform? Listen, I feel sick to my stomach knowing that I amplified a con artist on the show. Obviously, I did not know she was...
Well, you're the Young Turks. You do that quite a lot, let me be honest. But
a con artist. I did not do that on purpose. But at the end of the day, I'm the host and I am responsible for what I say on this program. I'm sure some of our viewers, unfortunately, donated money to her out of the kindness of their hearts because they thought they were helping her. And so these are the kinds of stories that keep me up at night because, as I've said before on the show, I feel that I have a responsibility to the audience. And if I ever make a mistake, as I did with this story, I'm going to take the time to correct it and take full responsibility for it.
No, obviously, like, I think, obviously, like, a lot of us here who, like, I would imagine a lot of us hate, well, not necessarily hate, but have a strong disliking towards platforms like the Young Turks, because usually these guys a lot of the time advocate for censorship in a lot of cases. Yeah. But this is significant because the Young Turks, you know, for as much as we hate them or like have a strong disliking towards them, they are the normie leftist platform, same as was with H3H3.
Mm-hmm.
The left and the right can unify in their hatred of Keffals. Like,
yeah.
Even like if
that's kind of scary to think about.
No, yeah. I mean, they hate her for various different reasons, but still, it's a united hatred nonetheless.
Yeah.
But like, how to word this? She can't go back to politics after this. Like, any plan of like just not doing drama and only covering politics, over.
That's gone.
Yeah, because like
no one will trust her.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, how can you find meth on the dark web? You can't look up Kiwi Farms, Nicholas DeOrio, 2023. Yeah. That floors me that rehab is that crazy expensive and people are on drugs with no money. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no,
I sent you the AI breakdown of rehab in Canada.
Oh, okay. You mind if I read it?
Yeah, go for it.
The estimated cost: private rehab, private alcohol and drug rehab in Canada can cost anywhere from $300 to $700 per day for residential treatment. Personal therapists can cost up to $200 per hour. Public rehabs, publicly funded addiction treatment centers are generally less expensive, ranging from free to $100 per day. However, these programs often have long waiting list and limited availability. Luxury rehabs in Canada can often cost tens of thousands of dollars per month. Some programs costing over $100,000 for a 90-day stay. So it's pretty clear she went to a luxury rehab.
She probably just went to a private one. Because how long was she there for?
Well, at least a month. At least a month. But
at least a month?
But like the numbers that Muta showed were like $20,000 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, like she's buying luxury apartments, like she's staying at luxury rehab centers.
So you said 20K?
Yeah, 20. Well, yeah, he broke down some of the numbers. Like a month is like 20K. And then like she went to, and then she stated that she's seen a psych for the addiction, which apparently drained up all the money.
Keffals is the devil. I just did basic math. Look.
Oh no! What did you do?
20,000 divided by 30, John. What do you think that number is?
Hang on. What $6,000 a week or? No, I'm gonna
$666.66 a day.
God. A day? Jesus.
A day. If she went for 30 days. Now, it would be less if she went for like a 90-day stay, but I don't know exactly how long she was gone for.
No.
Because she's had me blocked for like 2 years. So.
Yeah. Same. And it wasn't. It was over the fact because like I remember she made a tweet talking about how like people who block her are losers, right? But I was like, I quote tweeted her. I was like, wait, didn't you block like Technicals because he made a video on you? And that, of course, that got me a block, right?
Yeah.
Cause
I was blocked because I followed Nicholas Dioria.
You see, I think that was before all the mass blocking. So
Yeah.
I got the block before all of you actually. So hashtag hipster. You know.
Yeah, also me, Muhar. I don't know if I'm debating around the idea of Asmongolding the title. Ooh, I've been cancelled. But to be real with you, ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to do a little bit of a debrief on one of the more controversial videos I uploaded in my entire career on this channel. Now, some of you know, 5 days ago, I uploaded a video talking about an internet person known as Keffals, where I looked into their history and looked into a lot of the shady history, and it was about an hour and 33 minutes of actual, like, looking into a past, gathering all of the receipts, and putting it together in a concise video. Something I will say I enjoyed really putting together, okay? I love making long-form videos like that, in amongst the daily goofs and the gaps that we have over here, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, since then, I've uploaded the video, and it's done pretty positively. It's got around, I think, 95.9% likes to dislike, like the ratio itself, which compared to my average of 98% shows that even with the controversy, a grand majority of the people watching on my channel really did enjoy it. And it's one of those types of videos that I like to make. Now, to understand, I make videos on tons of controversial subjects all the time. And in fact, some of my most favorite videos were videos where I made them on Save the Kids, alongside Coffee Solo, the whole Rubets investigation, working on The Completionist with Carl Jobst, and then of course, doing this. I love covering this kind of stuff because looking into these stories and actually making waves, and what I believe is making a difference and informing individuals is something I like doing, okay? Now, since that video's release, there's been some criticism, and none of it surprisingly on the video's content of itself. In fact, ever since this video has come out, there's been a small but somewhat
Yeah, that's a funny thing. No one can point to the actual material in the video and like have an objection towards it. It's always just like, well, like Muda, like is married to a white woman, so like clearly he's a Nazi, and like
Yeah. They'll
he's
try
a
and spin
Nazi
it any way they
by
can.
association, so he's transphobic. See, you blocked her, Shanri. She was in there for 34 days. It would be $588. Okay.
Yeah.
vocal minority of people that have come out and labeled me as a transphobic individual, going as far as to label my wife, who is in an interracial relationship with me, a neo-Nazi. In fact, I found out that because of me having an Indian past, I might be a little bit more Aryan than one.
Yeah. This is weird. On like the
I saw that comment. I was like, bruh,
yeah,
really?
people on like the r/drama subreddit were trying to justify calling him a Nazi because, like, well, it's like if you look at the hierarchy in like Indian society, like they're also Nazis. So like, it's
bruh.
Which is weird because like to like in case anyone like forgot or doesn't know. The H Bomber Guy fan base has taken over the r/drama sphere.
Of course.
So, like, I guess H Bomber Guy is still pro Keffals, but like Keffals is also anti Hassan, and H Bomber Guy is friends with Hassan. So I don't know how exactly that all works out there. Maybe it's not necessarily H Bomber Guy himself who's pro Keffals, but like it seems like a lot of his fan base is.
Yeah.
What if like 2 years from now, H Bomber Guy releases like a 20-hour Keffals breakdown video? I mean, I'm not going to watch it. I'd rather Kurt Cobain myself at that point.
What?
No, it shouldn't
have your girlfriend shoot you in the face?
Ayo.
Honestly, no creator should really have to go out and spell this out.
Kurt Cobain did not kill himself.
I think all Nazism, I think all these kind of evil ideologies are bad.
His arms weren't long enough to
again,
pull the
it's here's the wildest thing about the situation, okay? To think that I'm going to pander to a group of people that would call me a poo in the loo in any normal capacity.
By the way, the game he's playing, super fun. It just came out. I was playing the demo. It's a really fun, addictive game. It's like a roguelike first-person shooter where you have like 10 seconds to complete a level, but every time you kill an enemy, the time increases. So
it's actually brain dead. I have a lot more self-respect than doing that. Now, at the same time, anybody that's hitting at me with maybe, ooh, Muda enjoys a little edgy joke here and there, I come from an old school 4chan era where, like, anything goes on certain sites on the internet. So if some of those jokes kind of come out and they may be a little bit crass, it's not coming from a place of hate. It's just because that's the era I'm from. And you know what? Over the last few years, I have genuinely tried to kind of correct myself to be a little more inclusive on this channel and so to speak. But anyways, to go back to, like, the whole idea of, Nazism and transphobia and all that, I think it's actually quite insulting. For anybody that would even claim on some of these boards, I remember when Muda used to read those creepypastas. That was in the Paleolithic era, dog, but thank you.
That's me. Thank you for making me feel old, Muda.
But if you're one of those people, like, I remember when he was on the deep web browsing, why can't we go back to some of that? Well, it's because over 200 episodes kind of tap out all the content.
you can. But if you were an active viewer, you would realize that anytime I came across, Nazi content or anything really evil, actual racist behavior, transphobic behavior, I would sit down and actually make fun of that behavior, okay? I would really actually make fun of evil ideologies like that, because I think you should make fun of ideologies like that and really let people know how stupid they are. But again, I'm kind of speaking to a group of people that I can never appease, so there's no real reason for me to go down in this regard. But I feel like it's important.
Right, because like their response is, "Oh, you debunking that you're not a Nazi proves that you're a Nazi."
Yeah.
Because like there's no winning with them. It's just they want to be the victim. They know they can't attack anything in the actual video, so they just go after. They just go after.
They reach for the closest thing they can use and run with it.
Important to mention why I am not any form of Nazi or transphobe or anything of that nature. I think all that ideology is evil. And when it comes to my community, I welcome everyone. As long as you're not a criminal, a defrauder, a scammer, an actual like pile of garbage that is committing actual felonies and crimes, then, for the most part, I'm cool with people in my community interacting with each other. And I'll advocate and fight for anybody in my community that just wants to be. But yeah, I feel like hitting these things head on is important. I'd rather address this stuff instead of let it fester. Now, the other bit of controversy for me comes out from using an artist that apparently has been branded as transphobic. Now, the thumbnail for the video had me and the target. And this,
which, by the way, I know Mood is probably going to get obviously into some of this. People like the Twitter had the biggest self-report when it came to that drawing, because all it was, it's like, yeah, like he makes them look a little bit more grotesque, but like making her sweaty, the sunken in eyes. That's basically all. Every
character that Worm draws has the sunken eyes and sweat.
Yeah,
if you're claiming that photo looks like a man.
Self-report.
That's on you.
Because people,
to me, it looks like a sweaty woman.
Yeah, because
it looks like sweaty Keffals.
Would be in like Nick's replies talking about how, well, if you analyze the facial features, you can obviously tell it's meant to look more masculine.
What?
And it's like it's clear that like you yourself don't think Keffals is a woman then at that point.
Yeah. Or at least they don't think she passes.
Right. Which I think says more about you than it does any of us, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
This case, Keffals,
it's like, is it the makeup that makes her look like a woman? Because Worm doesn't draw makeup, as far as I remember.
Right. He's not. And obviously, this is like the image that we've seen of her. It's from like the neck up, so it's like obviously you don't see any of her like plastic booba. Is it the boobs that makes you think she's a woman?
They're silicone, John. Implants are made of silicone.
Toxicone goes, that's not
or saline.
Nani.
Disheveled and whatnot. Now, the reason for this art was I had simply commissioned an artist whose style I liked. If you look at an image of me that this person drew months ago, it looks like a character that's kind of like out of
I love that one.
I know it's the soy jack face.
Soy mood.
Box. Thought it was cool. This artist has covered numerous people, and it was just recommended to me by Tom, Willie Mack, and people that who he worked for. So I had paid him about $100. Just a little commission work. The guy's return was pretty quick. We're talking like 24 to 48 hours, and that was pretty much the end of that. The conversation we had was pretty brief. I asked him just to make me a piece of this individual, and that's pretty much the end of it. Now, the people who were zooming into every single aspect of this art, trying to find elements of transphobic caricatures, which is literally a term that was used, is a little bit more self-reporting on these individuals, considering that and from my personal conversations, had no actual intention of anything. This person drew me for Christ's sake, and I liked it enough to hire him on to draw an artist. Now, obviously, some would say, why would you draw the subject of your critical piece on them in an unflattering light? Dog, am I going to take out fucking Michelangelo and resurrect him to make?
Bro.
Do we if we make future hit pieces on like trans individuals, do we have to make sure like they're like the best interpretation of like the anime waifu style? It's
yeah,
like the video itself is unflattering the Keffals. Why does the thumbnail necessarily have to make her look good? So it's
I mean, if you make her look good, more of them will click on it and then realize, oh shit, wait.
True, yeah.
Out of here. Now, this is somebody that I would have absolutely gotten into the future, would have absolutely contracted again, but because of the actual harassment they received on the internet, they privated their accounts and, from my understanding, are receding from the art world, which is a pretty sad element and something that, it's actually a net loss in this grand scheme of things.
The thing that concerns me is Muda saying receding from the art world. It makes me think he doesn't want to come back now.
Yeah, I hope he does. I think Worm just kind of needed to break, because it's not like he's unfamiliar with people hating on his work. I think it's just the volume of it. And also, too, he had to deactivate his account in order to save it. Because, like, all the, even after he privated, there was a lot of mass reporting.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm just hoping the dude's vibing, you know, keeping the head low.
If he does come back, he's going to have an influx of commissions and solidarity.
Dude, oh yeah, I would love to.
It's going to be unreal.
I would love to have him do an image of me. Now the question is,
me too.
Do we do like a modern one of me with like, you know, the bald, no hair, or do we do like an old one of me with like the disheveled beard? That would be. I think the disheveled
beard. He could put bits of food in the beard.
There we go. 1 second. I got Lacey Lou must be released.
Oh, okay.
Literally 2 seconds though.
Okay. So what do you think, chat? When Worm comes back, should John and I start shit with another podcast? Maybe cause some drama. Get someone to do videos on us and
has been released
Sweaty
to the
Sheep.
world, and she is now about to cause various amounts of chaos.
Chat and I were not just scheming.
Oh,
don't mind us.
Oh yeah, what were you scheming, huh? It's the one out.
How to get drawn when Worm comes back.
Oh,
we're gonna be starting drama.
Oh no!
It looks like yeah.
No.
We're gonna start some shit, and then we're gonna get talked about, and people will do videos on us, and they will hire Worm to draw us.
People who have looked into this individual's post history, and some of it has been on Kiwi Farms, and I had no idea of any of these kind of postings. Again, my relation to this was strictly professional and transactional. I hired somebody to make art, and that art seemed to work off, because in this situation, Keffals had actually responded to this piece of art with some pretty shitty criticism. Watch this. As soon as I released this video, Keffals' response to this was, I understand people have criticisms of me. I don't think that I'm above being critiqued. That said, was it really necessary to use a transphobic caricature of me in the thumbnail while also not using my pronouns in the video announcement? Now, the pronouns were kind of shocking, because basic English would teach me that I used her, and if anything, I used they. Now, just to delineate from the pronoun point.
And then also, too, Keffals would, in a tweet, granted I don't know how old this tweet was, but someone found a tweet of her saying that her pronouns are they, them, and she/her.
Yeah.
So just like, imagine if like movie was like, yeah, she's a man. He's a man. He, you know.
I have to ask the question, if my video is focusing on actual serious, like, mentions of monetary mishandling of GoFundMe money or charity money, why is that not addressed in this initial response, but actually the thumbnail, which I guess is apparently allegedly this transphobic caricature, which it's not, and then the misuse of pronouns, which by the way, people have found out, no, I actually used all the right ones. It's like, why are we not addressing the actual serious elephants in the room? Why are we just deviating to the most nonsense points?
You had Stone Toss retweet your stuff, man. That means your video is bad. I just what? Excuse-moi, you know? You see, because he tweeted you, that means your hour-and-a-half video debunking everything is now false. That's not how it works, buddy.
And what makes this an even more confusing issue is the fact that she also used the same art on her own videos in her own thumbnails. So all of a sudden when I use it, the guy is producing transphobic caricatures, but when you're using it, it's suddenly okay. The whole point of the art was to make the subject look disheveled. That's about it. That's as deep as it actually goes. Now, one of the reasons for me making a video about Keffals in the first place was, you gotta understand, as somebody that covers internet stuff in general, on my internet content dartboard, there's plenty of topics that exist, okay? This just happened to be the most controversial one. Now, Keffals is an individual that had basically garnered a lot of attention for the last 2 years, and their story is quite complicated, to the point that nobody really was able to discuss it in the best faith possible. It was a situation where we had to amalgamate a lot of the information over the course of months in order to build a video that could actually be, something that would be viewed by somebody that had no idea of the situation anyways, and they could come to an actual proper conclusion themselves. The one piece of controversy that I feel is probably the best deserved is my actual failure here to reach out to one of the people that I brought into the story as well. Now, this is Femgirl VR, one of the people that I had brought into the Catboy Ranch segment of the video. Now, in this,
but like also too, you didn't need to. Your thing wasn't that she was groomed. Your thing was here's an
she was inappropriate with the individual.
You can't deny, because if they found a conservative talking this way to minors, oh my god, they would use every opportunity to lock him up, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, because it's Keffals doing it. No. It's just how she jokes, guys. You understand? This is just how it is.
It's just jokes, you guys. Until the jokes are coming from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
this entire section, I basically had, the only reason I'm making this is because the actual person did come out and say that they didn't appreciate me low-key implying that they were groomed in any capacity. Now I'm going to go back and fall into the original video that I made and basically state that I have in no way basically said that the entire interaction between the Catboy Ranch account or her was implicative or you know, actually definitive of anything grooming related. In fact, a portion of my video was even dedicated to talking about false grooming allegations being used to paint this community, the trans community in specific, as a toxic or an evil community in general, and that is a problem. That is something that does happen. But in this situation, my whole point was to showcase an entire chain of events. If you have an adult-oriented board, you shouldn't be interacting with anybody who at the time is a minor like this. Now, obviously, I'm not here to look at this person and say, shut up, you're wrong. That's not necessarily the case. This is actually well-deserved criticism, and next time it is worth it to go out and get the message from everyone. Or again, I guess put out an entire warning in the video, both visual, maybe even auditory, to remind them that this is not implicative of something that is a serious crime. I would never outright say that somebody would be grooming somebody. That is a very serious allegation. And while there are channels that are pretty laissez-faire with how they put the whole groomer tag on people, this is not something I do on this channel. That whole section of the video is to showcase that the interaction between an adult and minor is not right. Had I interacted with somebody like this in my comment section, this would be called out by any other channel in the same way. And it's just not professional behavior. And that's where it was kind of leading up to, really to talk about the separation between you know, under 18 accounts and over 18 accounts and so on and so forth. There is no grooming, and I have made no allegation thereof. And that would be pretty wild to make an allegation of in the first place. It is entirely meant to showcase a interaction that should not have ever taken place to begin with between anybody over the age of 18, well into their 20s, and somebody who is not yet a legal adult. All right, so some words over here is like Muda's wife claims that accusations of neo-Nazism are baseless. So again, my wife Jen, she actually
yeah, and then their proof that she is a Nazi is she retweeted the Matt Pitt joke.
Like a few posts of people, you know, sarcastically saying, wow, I guess you must be the best Nazi in the room, being with Muda, an Indian guy, for crying out loud, okay? And of course, in this situation, some of the craziest comments that I read was, the cognitive dissonance of a Nazi being in an interracial relationship, LMAO. Smartest right-to-white couple. Most white supremacists do, either from fetishism or a superiority complex. You'd be surprised to know that there are some neo-Nazis or supremacists who refine with being in interracial relationships because they view their spouses as one of the good ones, or view their relationships are replacing their race genes with white people if they have offsprings, which is kind of such an insane thing to read because we take shit from crazy individuals on the other extreme end all the time. You know how many motherfuckers exist that post memes of like, you know, just not us directly, but like a white couple and like a brown couple and like, you know, absolutely like, you know, I guess you could say deformed children, so to speak, implying that our genetics are going to deform kids. It's an insane insinuation to bring up. And it's like, you know, you read comments like this and you think to yourself, man, these people
Muda gets crap from the right all the time about his relationship. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, did you see like that weird tirade the quartering went on about how like all Indians do is like just like assault random people and animals?
No, I don't watch the quarter.
Well, no, it was like on his Twitter. It was just like, it was a weird tirade that he was going on.
I did not see that.
No, yeah. And
I don't remember.
It was like, well, memeology's like, you know, Mooney's got a point.
Are fucking insane. There is no criticism of the actual video. In fact, if anything, they just jumped to the most insane shit. Now, don't worry, Jen was absolutely defending herself, as she should, on the internet against some of the craziest people out there. And if she does partake in some crazy jokes, I'll be the first one to tell you, we are an anti-Nazi household. I have spent the last
yeah. Just to clarify, guys, we are not pro-Nazi.
Anti-Nazi.
Yeah.
My entire career crapping on Nazis. If you were a follower of my content versus somebody that pretended to be, you would realize that anytime we were even on deep web browsing, anytime I would come across racist websites, I would absolutely shut them down by making fun of them. Because that's what you do with insane Nazis. You make fun of them and you shut them down in front of the world, okay? You don't replicate or bring their beliefs. You shit on them outright. Now, I'm going to do a little thing that I don't normally do, and I'm going to read a whole comment from start to finish, just to bring up how brain dead the discourse was around this.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm afraid of this one. Look at this, Squatchers.
Oh, jeez. Was this made by Dark Viper?
Oh my God, this is the comment I was talking about. This is the one that I saw.
Muda's part Aryan. Yeah.
Because
I saw this one.
Because they're bringing up like the class system in India.
Mm-hmm.
It got nothing to do with that video. Here, I have to blur out the name just because the stupid branch is real. Though alt-rightoids ideologically err in marrying non-Aryans like Semites, Latins, and Sub-Saharan Africans, Muda and her are a fairly Aryan couple, and I believe Hitler would approve. Crash course on...
Believe Hitler would approve.
Race theory follows. Amateur racists always screw up on this because they're culturally appropriating terms from noble German racism into vulgar American racism, aka white is good, everything else is bad. Blonde hair and blue eyes are Nordic Aryans. Jen does not have blue eyes, by the way. But among the Aryans, we have diversity, our strength. Krish, Rasim, I'm not even going to pretend. Half of you guys mess up Indian words, whatever. Require you to understand PIY and the Aryan migrations. Some Afghanis, English, Celts, Iranians. Iran comes from Aryan, by the way. Japanese honorary, and plenty of other brown hair, brown-eyed, even darker skinned people like Italians are Aryans. Muda is part Aryan because Brahmins are upper caste Indians, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I told people that I am Muslim, not in the Hindu section. I gotta show.
Yeah, you got the whole class system wrong, buddy. you got,
yeah, that's great.
I think that's more racist. I think that's more racist because, like, well, obviously he's Indian, so that means he's Hindu.
The level of racism from this jackass, where he assumes just because I'm from India, I'm suddenly Hindu all of a sudden. Maybe look up the country first. Okay, but anyways, the Indians come from Indo-Aryan people that derive. Arya is Sanskrit for noble. Though the NSDAP stance on this was Indians have intermixed too much to be pure Aryans. They nonetheless have Aryan blood. So while they may be an interracial couple, Dojangles married Muda because of his Aryan ancestry. This is proven when she talks about the 20.
So in reality, they're not an interracial couple. They're actually a white couple. This thread is like the same kind of logic that like Nazis use to like justify their hatred of other races. Because like, well, you see, if you look at the genetic history of this, and that, they're not actually white. This is the same phrasing of words that Nazis use to dehumanize groups of people like the Jews. But it's okay. It's okay to do it when we're trying to accuse someone of being racist.
Yeah.
23andMe test she had him do before dating. Now I want somebody to, this is like an example. This is a very serious claim. Please find a timestamp of her claiming anywhere in a tweet that she made me do a 23andMe test. I've never fucking done it. I've never given up my genetic data, and neither is she to Google or anyone. You know what the fuck my genetic history would probably be? 99.9% Indian boy. Now, where she found Vedic Aryan blood in him,
Muda, the results are in. You are Indian.
Shocked Pikachu.
I know. It's like, it's just imagine the clip. The guy's going, oh
god. It would be interesting for them to do like the 23andMe or the ancestry, spit in the thing and send it away stuff.
What if it finds out like the other like 1% or like 2% like he's like African? Does he get to say the N-word then?
I think Keem is 9%, and they won't allow him to say it.
Shoot, okay.
So I think you have to at least be
a quarter,
25%. Yeah.
Her explanation
Dumpy can say it.
Of this means she follows NSDAP racialism, obviously a cultured woman. Indians such as Muda were immensely desirable in the Third Reich.
What?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What happened?
Apparently, in the Third Reich, Indian men of his caliber were very desired. But like,
the fuck?
Okay. I only know this because like, as like a kid, I watched a lot of like World War II documentaries. Women under the Third Reich were only allowed to marry German men, and the German men, because obviously, you know, you're in other parts of Europe and across the world, right? Obviously, you're gonna run into different kinds of women. The women they ran into had to meet certain criteria in order to be approved. Call me crazy. I think if there was a German soldier stationed somewhere in India, which there weren't, they attempted to invade, they failed miserably.
Yeah.
But like hypothetically, let's say a German officer found himself a nice Indian woman. Other than keeping it a secret, it would not be approved of because of like the standard that the German hierarchy had for other races. The only fun fact, the only reason why the Hungarians and other Eastern Europeans were allowed in like units like the SS, who were supposed to be like the elite of German superiority, were because they were low on manpower. All other Germans were dead.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's this point is, it's just a weird comment.
God damn! Well, this is why I don't take Reddit seriously, okay? Because this is what happens when you stay unemployed too fucking long. You start doing shit like this.
Yeah.
Oh man, I needed that, dude. I swear to God. There hasn't been a goddamn comedy special that's been this fucking funny for a goddamn while, dude. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Now, I didn't expect the video to be making some crazy waves, but it actually did in the sense that one of the larger publications, TYT, which I guess is mainstream enough to be showing up in Google News recommendations, ended up using portions of my video as a correction for their own actual reporting. And they even called on other actual, like, big publications to offer retractions. Now, I haven't seen this. I don't know what the effort of this, what they've said entirely in this 18-minute piece, But to understand, this is a story that when I covered, I like to look at the facts of a situation, right? Beyond all of the crazy controversies, there is truth that hides in these videos. And I'm not here to get a response out of anybody or whatnot. What I am here is to lay out the truth. And it took me an hour and 33 minutes to do so, and I feel like I did a good enough job. Now, for any other organization or journalist group out there that ran with the Drop Kiwi Farm story without understanding all of the facts, should offer some form of retractions. And we did put our utmost research into covering the story, because at the end of the day, okay, I've had my own mistakes. I've made mistakes in coverage in the past. And mistakes, they happen. You know, it's a human situation. But when covering a story, some of you may remember when I covered Ethan Klein, and I made a big blunder. And ever since then, it takes a lot to basically pass through the editing shelf. There will be mistakes, and who knows, in the future you may have to issue a retraction from even here. But when covering these kind of stories, it's about objectivity, it's about reaching for the facts. And that's one of the things that we really do aim for on this channel. Now, and beyond all of this too, there were other people in this community, the trans community, that came out and did talk about this as well. For instance, one individual known as Star Oxvia actually made a long thread discussing another angle of the financial kerfuffle that Keffals had with the GoFundMe money. And that's kind of what this whole situation boils back down to. Look, at the end of the day, there was some controversy in the situation, but looking into the whole Keffals' story in regards to the GoFundMe, a GoFundMe that is still active to this day, by the way. This is a GoFundMe that you can still donate to. In fact, right now, you can still see that Muda donated $5 8 days ago, okay? So to understand, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those situations where if you are somebody that has felt that you donated to this and you feel that this fundraiser actually is, there is some malfeasance.
No, yeah, because at the end of the day, okay, let's take the trans stuff out of, let's take it out of it. This is a person who mishandled money, lied about a story to gain said money, and has continued lying about it ever since. Like, there is no good scenario for Keffals in here.
No, Keffals refuses to take accountability for the things she's done. And she sticks her head in the sand and pretends it didn't happen, and it's gonna keep coming up.
And then like pretends to be a victim for all of it.
Yeah, because they keep harassing her. Well, if she would just fucking answer the questions in the first place,
or like
we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, or like was just up.
Or better yet, just don't scam your fucking fans.
Yeah.
Pretty strong case ever since I've covered it and plenty of other people have covered it, then it's one that I would recommend if you have donated to and you do feel wrong, you can always report. And that might be the best possible case out there. And now I guess it's time to end this video with just the final closing thoughts. I never have ill will towards anybody that I ever cover in a video, okay? I think generally most people can reform and do the right thing, provided they haven't broken some crime that, it's hard to come back from. I think people like Keffals, if they refunded their money and truly apologize to the community that they represent, the trans community, then all can basically turn around and turn their life into the better, okay? But at the end of all this, right, one of the big key concerns that I have is financial malfeasance. People that I talk to in this situation that constantly bring up things like, Muda, this is just drama. Are you covering this because you're a drama channel or something? It's funny because the people that I cover, who are my friends in this space, right, or used to be, people like the Completionist is just one example. Who'll tell me on call, Muda, I love your content. I love when you cover stuff like Logan Paul and whatnot, or like you cover actual scams. And
like everyone loved it when Muda covered Save the Kids token. Everyone loved that until it's their guy, or their woman or whatever. Then it's oh my god, you're a drama farmer. You make degenerate content.
I'm sure that if Muda ever went after Nick for something, I'm sure there would be a huge divide with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I doubt he would. I mean, unless Nick's been hiding some like massive scam from us.
Nick is too busy doing IRL things to bother scamming people
and buying pinball machines.
Yes,
maybe that will happen. Like his pinball addiction gets so bad,
they'll release the Pokemon one. He'll need to go fund me for a bigger house to fit all of his arcades.
Yeah. It's not that he wants to move. It's just like, I'm just moving my entire family so that way we can have like this giant basement for our pinball machines.
One of my crosshairs turn to them, then I'm a fucking drama channel. Then I'm just like, ooh, TMZ. Even though that we're bringing like actual facts, receipts, interviews, we're doing the best that we can in this situation. These are things that I want to address. And with people like Keffals, I wish the actual criticism was strong. I wish people could criticize the actual video versus delineating it to a thumbnail or, allegations of my significant other being a neo-Nazi, which are completely unfounded. Okay, it's just hilariously dumb. But again, to situations like this, I think the real harm and the real implication is this isn't drama to me. This is something where actual money and actual harm is caused. Now, the money that in this situation, $101,343, which may or may not be appropriated properly, this is something that needs to be addressed. And for a community of people, the trans community specifically, where resources don't grow on a tree, okay? There's not like here's your $1 million check, go ahead.
No, yeah. Like, Keffals took full advantage of everything from this. She knew what she was doing. She knew, I don't know if she knew straight away that all the money was going to go towards cocaine, but like, you get what I mean here. I think she knew ahead of time that she was going to buy all this fancy new equipment and everything with it, and just decided to lie to everyone. Now, guys, before we get into the last video, which is done by Willie Mac, released today.
Oh, I have not seen this.
I know.
This is gonna be. Have you seen it?
I have not yet. No.
First reaction.
Exactly. Let's go, homie. But guys, before we get into that, first off, we gotta thank our sponsors for today. And our sponsors are you guys. You specifically, the lovely members of this channel. First off, we have to thank Propaganda Salad, aka Pigeon Salad, for being a Super Nerd 3 for 9 months now. Thank you so much, man. Your support is I'm forever grateful for, and especially, let me clarify, to everyone. I'm grateful towards everyone who's been supporting the channel, whether it's just by liking the stream, just watching and commenting. You guys are awesome. We have our Super Nerd 2s, which is the $4.99 tier. We have the Gaming Witch, 1-2 cents, Dracula Moon, Iron Duck, and Trippy Savage. And then finally, guys, we have our Super Nerd 1s, which you can just join for 99 cents. We have John Bon Zombie, GG Hearts, J1K, Twilight Minna, Zaylin, King TL, Panic Pun, K-Huck, Micken, McMuffin, Lady Nerd Artist, Spectre, Jessica Pizzle, Daniel J, Annie, Marble, D-Max, and Mike, the Bike. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you've shown this year. We seriously couldn't have done the show without you. Thank you so much. Back to the scheduled program. Guys, you ready? You ready for some Willie Mac fun?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Wide investigations finished up, resulting in Keffals fully being exposed for misappropriating over $100,000 in donated GoFundMe money.
If anyone ever finds out about how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting canceled.
Spending it on doxing multiple innocent people, but it's Keffals, so she can't own up to anything, take accountability for anything. No, she has to frame an artist as transphobic, making the artist go private. I haven't heard from them since. This video isn't just about Keffals' career ending, it's about her trying to bring everything down with her. Her response has been to call everyone transphobic, leading to other left-leaning political streamers to do the same without ever.
Oh yeah, this bimbo. Okay, I think it's safe to call her a bimbo. She straight up said, "Yeah, like I'm not gonna go over the video because it would hurt the leftist community."
She's a lefty. I don't want to make fun of a lefty when I can make fun of a righty. You know.
Yeah, because Muda clearly is a righty. Clearly. Yeah.
Watching the video.
None of this is accurate. Wait, what? Video was the first I have ever heard of Keffals. Is it not accurate? I haven't seen it, so I'm not claiming that it's accurate.
Then she calls everyone drama freaks for reporting her committing a crime.
Angry from drama freaks. I'm not planning on making any sort of response because I don't think I owe.
I don't think I owe.
That's that psychomotor retardation, isn't it?
Listen, you guys, I hope you're entertained by today's stream. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And, we can make more banger streams like this.
Oh, good lord. John, please stop. I'm quite...
But no, seriously, this, how does she... I understand she's the MLK for trans people, but, how is she the one to get popular like this, man? There are
because John, she ratios.
Oh yeah,
everyone loves ratios.
True. Say what you want about Demon Mama, okay? At least she can speak. She can formulate sentences. This creature.
Nick is right. Okay, she was more fun on drugs.
She was more fun on drugs. Maybe that's why. Oh my god! Even with the drugs, she was talking slow. So we'd have to give her a whole lot.
Not this slow. Not this slow.
Trust me, the drugs definitely made her faster. But we definitely need to find the perfect amount of drugs that would get her to talk like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
And keep her on that dosage for the rest of her lifetime.
Anyone a response?
Yeah, we can't let her get away with this. It's so satisfying sitting back and watching 2 years worth of lies finally come crumbling down, and I'm celebrating.
With air.
With Fume. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so why not remove the bad from your habit? Fume is the award-winning flavored air device that does just that. No electronics, no vapor, no harmful chemicals. It feels quality and is really well designed.
It's 14 pages!
Zaylin with a 20 super chat. Thank you so much.
Heyo, thank you.
Yeah. Oh no, that monotone sold me for that monotone sold it for me. Hang on. Thank you so much, Zaylin, for the dono. This is so exciting. Thank you so much.
You have all these flavored cores. I like mint. Now open it up and pop one of them into the fume. Twist it to adjust the airflow and...
I'm curious how long those last.
It probably has like a puff count.
Probably.
Oh, that's the good stuff. And my favorite part is just fidgeting around with it, playing with the magnet, spinning it on its stand. It's great at a friend's house, the bar, camping. A lot of the times when I'm working, I get bored and grab another snack that I...
But like, would that make you like people who already like use vapes are kind of viewed as douchebags? You imagine like going to the bar and like obviously like even if it's a vape you can't like smoke inside, right? Can you imagine like someone be like, hey, you know, if you're gonna smoke that vape, go outside? You imagine like, actually,
it's just air.
It's just air, bro. It's fume. There's no nicotine inside it. Nonetheless, it's awesome that he. Like, I can't speak. I'm gonna be like Keffals here soon. Jesus, it's cool that Willie Mac's been able to get these sponsorships like this, especially Fume. You know, as long as it's not Raid Shadow Legends.
I definitely don't need, or my fourth cup of coffee. Now I just fidget around with...
Hey, I feel called out there for a second. I feel called out. Listen, okay, I will have my daily 12 cups of coffee, and you cannot stop me. All right? Can't stop me.
The Fume and still get that little stimulant of flavor when needed. Fume has served over 150,000 customers, and you could be their next success story. Go to tryfume.com/WillieMac or scan the QR code and use code WillieMac at checkout to get 10% off today. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring this
maple pepper.
This video.
That's the sound of the police!
I've been documenting and pushing back against Keffals' GoFundMe narrative for 2 years now, where if you question anything at all, you were framed as a conspiracy theorist, a bad faith actor.
People were so gracious, they came together and they helped me out. And while I really respect it, it's brought a lot of people to do the QAnon brain bullshit about me, where they're saying I'm stealing.
Yeah, if you believe that I mishandled the money, you're clearly an alt-right conspiracy theorist, man.
I can't. It's hard to believe people think this way. I don't know.
Well, it's I don't even think she believes what she's saying. She's just saying this so that way she can like detract. And the people who actually believe in that sort of stuff can be like, yeah, man, why are you being an alt-righter by questioning her?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about her fan base. I can't believe there's people on this earth that are that stupid.
No, yeah.
My fans?
I will never do a GoFundMe breakdown for bad faith actors. When people would rightfully ask for updates, she'd respond to them with memes. She'd suddenly have the money for new streaming gear, travel, drugs, rehab, while revealing that she hadn't even started working with a lawyer yet.
But now I'm going to be focusing more on the legal things because I'm settled down, I'm back in Canada, and I have time to work.
Yeah, all that traveling, all that moving, all just to go back to Canada. Just to go back. I love it. Gotta love it.
Work on this now.
And if you questioned her, no matter how much you disavow transphobia.
Oldie but a goodie. Here's this tipster tweet. I hate that every time we criticize Keffals, a bunch of transphobic idiots floods our mentions. I'm not about that anti-trans hate. Keep the criticism on her actions. I wonder how you would cultivate that community. Remember when Tipster would try to make sense? You remember that? I remember those good old days. Turns out he was just trying to parody what everyone else was saying, but...
Yeah.
You're transphobic. While through now leaked DMs from her group chat, she proved the conspiracy theorist right. Keffals would write, feels really bad watching the GoFundMe deplete. The rest will cover a year's worth of rent and my psych fees if I talk to a psychologist once a week for the next 11 months. I keep trying to think of how it depleted so fast, and it's just so many little things. Travel and replacing furniture and helping my friends out by buying new streaming gear and clothes. That is not what the money was raised for. None of those things were stated in her GoFundMe. This is fraud, and these messages are from only 2 months after she raised the money, meaning
that's a scary thing. She lost that money like that. Like, yeah. Trust me. Like, if I was randomly given $100,000, like I go on a little.
That's only 73,000 American. Don't get excited.
Hey, it's still a lot of money for me. Okay, it's still a lot of money for me. I would spend like a little bit, right? I would like to say that I would have at least 50,000 that still afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I would only spend a quarter of it, at least.
She burned through most of it before she even decided who she was suing. She'd continue, if anyone found out how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting canceled. Now, it's not just luxuries that the money was wasted on. I want to make abundantly clear, not a single dollar of the used money was spent in a meaningful way. She raised the money to move to a safe location that wasn't doxxed, while spending her time tweeting out and streaming her location. But more importantly, she revealed why she moved. It wasn't to get away from her doxers, it was to get away from her ex.
And there was a criticism that I frequently got throughout that time. How does moving to a different country help you with online harassment? And as we found out, it didn't. And
My
the
favorite Keffals clip.
truth is, I left the country because of my ex.
That's not what the money was donated for. Again, that's fraud. But
And it's not like by the way, it's not like she wouldn't have gotten money because domestic violence GoFundMe, or people would donate to that in a heartbeat as well. That's the thing. You didn't need to lie if that was the case, which shows that you just wanted money out of this. It didn't matter the means or the justification for it. You just wanted like $100,000 and not work for it.
It goes even deeper. The one good thing you could have argued that Keffals did was spend some of the money filing legally through the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario.
The reason they decided to go with the Human Rights Tribunal rather than a lawsuit is because
is Timmy trying to walk it back?
Has unique powers.
What happened? You saying Tipster's walking it back?
Let me do some digging.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you're able to find some screenshots, please do so. I'd love to see the Tipster reaction.
That a civil suit does not.
The reason I decided to ultimately go through the Human Rights Tribunal rather than the lawsuit is because the Human Rights Tribunal has powers that a civil suit does not. All I would get is money. I am pushing for police body cams. Papers are being processed and it could take up to 6 years. But London police have already had an initiative to get body cams on every cop by 2025. So really it's just another way for Keffals to ask for more money. I've already torn apart this document in one of my previous videos. Look there if you want more details. I don't have much faith in her case at all. Instead, she's seemingly been spending the money doxing people, posting bad empanada's full name, his address, admitting she's got Second Thought's full name and address as well, saying I did it myself, I never published this info. It's just like a game for me. She got this by paying private investigators for it. Her dream is to retire from streaming and be a professional private investigator.
So obviously a lot of this is like hashing out the Muda video, which still great video so far. We're gonna skip to the section where he talks about I forget her name every time she's mentioned, but the girl who we just mentioned is like she's a leftist, so I'm not gonna criticize her.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to show off this real quick. Thank you, Animal. This is transphobic. Oh my god, we need to cancel this artist right now. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
We totally need to cancel the artist right now. Isn't that right, Squatchin?
Yep. Do it.
Do it.
Do it now. Run them off the platform.
Let's go. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this is. And here we are.
The stream starts by playing other people's videos uninterrupted, auto-playing to the next video when finished.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out.
By the way, like, you know, some people play like a highlight reel of like some of their best moments on stream, right? Which obviously like great advertisement for yourself, especially for like newer viewers, right? But you're legit just playing other people's videos. This is how you know she was a Hassan fan. She's just playing other people's videos.
Mm-hmm.
About our daily show.
And you can tell this is her actively choosing the videos too, because look, you just saw the mouse move. This isn't just like a preloaded thing.
What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Boomers Getting Fooled by AI.
When she finally decided to show up, she said she watched Muda's video and that none of it was accurate.
I watched a little bit of it, and it was like recounting some streamer drama or something like that. I was watching.
It's just some streamer drama. That's all it is. The streamer drama. What the?
And I was like, none of this is accurate. Wait, what?
Oh, and how do you know? How do you know? Were you there in the trenches with Keffals? Or do you just have like a preconceived bias? Also, it's just weird that she's gun guarding for Keffals even though she's gone after Hassan. I don't think she knows that. I don't think she knows the lore that deep. I'm sure if she knew that she has gone after Hassan, she would be like gun-ho for taking her down.
This isn't even related to me, but I know the people in this video, and none of this is accurate. You're just trying to portray this person as like a villain, and so you just didn't like report on any of their perspective.
Now, how is she reacting to Hassan's uncle's people walking it back? Is she gonna walk it back now too?
That is an interesting thing. I don't follow this person on Twitter because I like having brain cells for the most part, you know?
Me too, yeah.
My guess is she's probably more so if Hassan makes a statement on it, which I doubt he would. But if Hassan ever makes a statement like, yeah, that piece of shit Keffals, she scammed a whole bunch of money from people, she'd be like, oh my god, that's so true, King, so true. She did scam people. And like she'll pretend like this stream right here never happened. Yeah. This is usually you notice that a lot with streamers. Especially like the LA type streamers where they're all like part of that initial group where it's like if one person strays out of line, their whole career is ruined. As soon as like the one with the bigger influence says something, they all like walk forward with it, even if they've all had
they all step in line.
Yeah.
On it, you just like ignored it, like you were like, this isn't worth reading. So maybe, I haven't decided yet, maybe we'll watch the Mutahar video. I don't know if I can do it.
Why can no one say Mutahar?
Muta. It's not like he says his own name in his intro, right? No, he never does that.
What's up, guys and gals? It's me, Mutahar.
She then admits that she's never even seen it.
This video is the first I have ever heard of Keffals. Is it not accurate? I haven't seen it, so I'm not...
First she says that she watched a little bit of it, then she says, oh, I haven't seen it.
Claiming that it's accurate. I'm only talking about the thumbnail. I haven't even started... Whoa. Let's reel it back.
Mood is like, here's a video exposing all of Keffals' lies, and she's like, nah, let's only talk about the thumbnail.
Let's talk about a couple things. I'm only interested right now in talking about the thumbnail. Okay? I'm only interested in talking about the thumbnail. Maybe we can watch some of the video. To be honest, the video itself, I don't care about. That's not... It's not relevant. It's not important.
It is relevant, though. It is. How can you sit there as a streamer and say that the video itself is not relevant?
When you haven't even seen the video.
Right.
When you literally just said you did not sit down and watch the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's clear bias. She's not even hiding it.
I only care about the thumbnail.
Yeah, let's focus on this irrelevant thing instead of the actual point of the video. And when Ryan Beard points out that Muta only refers to Keffals by her preferred pronouns, Denham's response is to insult Ryan.
I don't know what happened to Ryan Beard. I'm going to be honest. Who was it?
Ryan is also, by the way, Ryan's non-binary as well. So like, because I believe Ryan Beard is Mr. Beard, right? Ryan Beard, from what I know, is Mr. Beard. So, like, non-binary, obviously they care about their pronouns too. Trust me, I know, because I made a joke tweet about how these are the two men who tell you how to talk to treat women. It was like it was a picture of Sneeko and a picture of him. I was making fun of both of them.
Oh.
But people thought I was a Sneeko fan because I referred to Ryan as a dude. Because I didn't know their pronouns were non-binary. All I just saw were the tweets of him being like an ultra feminist type, you know.
Was it that cooked him? Was it FD signifier? In case you were wondering what Ryan has tweeted, Gaza 0 times, Israel 1 time, ceasefire 1 time, and Palestine a total of 7 times, all of which were to tell people to vote for Biden. But man, do they find the time to tweet about online leftists. And that is like the biggest Like, it just doesn't, like, that, this perfectly encapsulates.
Because his stance on Israel, this, like, takes away the point here, which is A and B are two different things here. This isn't even comparing A and B. This is comparing A and 1. Like, no comparisons whatsoever to be had here.
Yeah, apples to fucking rocks.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're yapping. You haven't said anything. Can you tell this is Hassan's mod? Her audience is defending.
Why does Hassan have like the dumbest bimbo women as like his moderators? It's her, Frogan,
yeah.
Like there's a startling, concerning trend of like Hassan's moderators thinking they're smart enough to having streaming careers.
Yeah.
Her by comparing Keffals to George Floyd. Can people like Muda stop saying this person is not a good representation for X minority? Like, people haven't learned anything from the BLM protest in 2020, did they? With the same logic, you can say that George Floyd is not a good representation for the black community because he had a criminal history.
No comment. No comment. No comments.
George Floyd was a regular dude who was killed while being detained by the police. Keffals is a self-described activist. Keffals obviously doesn't speak for every trans person, but she hides behind being a representative.
I'm a high-profile transgender activist. There's a
like she actively like we've said this multiple times, but it remains true. She portrays herself as a martyr for this group. It's not just that she's Keffals who happens to be trans. She is trans. That's it. That's her entire identity. That's how she talks.
A big target on my back.
That's why people feel the need to point it out. The media seems to be slowly catching on with the Young Turks even correcting the story.
I feel sick to my stomach knowing that I amplified a con artist on the show. Obviously.
But yeah, guys, seriously, like I said, Willie's video is new. Go check it out. I know obviously we can't give him like a massive bump in viewership or anything like that with our
every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps, true. But nonetheless, go support the fantastic creators that are in this community. I think it's safe to say Tipster and Keffals L still yet again